6S. Here we go. That was annoying me. Whoa! Wow! Oh, I was never gonna make it. Oh my god! This thing's out of control. My bad. Wow. Ah. Oh, that was bad. Oh. Something's come loose. I'm assuming it's probably one of those outdrive yokes. Let's go and investigate. Well, after investigating, I broke a camber link here, or toe link rather. I saw one of my grub screws here has come out of this outdrive cup, but this is the worst thing that I've ever seen on an RC after its first run. That is unbelievable.
Yes, it is quite unbelievable, isn't it? Well, I'm going to finish off this running video here in the studio, guys, because I want to show you a couple of things that I found after bringing the truck home and having a bit of a closer look at it. First off, I've got a screw that's missing from this shock, and I don't know exactly when this happened, but I'm assuming sometime between when I picked up the truck and took the long walk of shame back to my car, that the screw may have just been hanging on and it fell out, because while I was running the truck, I never noticed the truck sort of leaning like that. I never noticed anything wrong with the front suspension, and you can go back and watch the video that was not the case at all. And you can see even on this shock here that it's quite wobbly, and yeah, these screws are just actually backing out. I also found that I had another broken link on the front steering here, so that one's actually busted as well. Of course, we have the broken rear one that you can see there, and of course the buckled chassis. This is the extent of the damage. I think you guys will have a pretty good angle there, and I still have a screw missing from that little drive cup there for the center drive shaft. Other than that, I didn't find anything else wrong with the truck. These are the only things, but you know, the rest of it is fairly minor compared to what you see here right now. Now, I'm going to give you some evidence as to what I think happened, or how this actually happened to the chassis and how it ended up being like this. So in the running video that you just saw, if you go back and look at 4 minutes 49, I'm actually rolling the truck back over after it landed on its roof, and at that point the chassis is still 100% straight. At least it looks it. It looks like there's nothing wrong with the chassis at all, and you'll see a photo up on screen there. Pretty much showing you that there's nothing wrong with the chassis. However, a few seconds later, at 4 minutes 57, the truck takes its first hit on this left hand side. I think it was on the front left tire, although it wasn't a huge hit, and if you go back and watch, it wasn't a huge hit, but I think that one there actually triggered this whole event and led to the chassis being bent like this. A few seconds later, at 5 minutes and 10 seconds, the truck takes its first big hit on the left hand side as I come off the jump to the left of me, and you can see on the photo there that it lands very heavily on its left hand side, and that was, I think, one of the bigger hits. As I come in from that side off a jump at 5 minutes 42, you can sort of see that there's a little bit of a kink in the chassis, but a few seconds later, the truck lands on its roof, and I try to roll it back over again with the throttle. At 5 minutes 46, you will see pretty clearly that there is actually a bit of a kink in the chassis. Now, it's not to this extent. There is still one more jump that I found that I think did the most damage, or kind of finished it off for the truck, to be honest, and that was at 6 minutes 35. As I try to do another backflip on the jump to the right of me, the truck lands very heavily on its front left tire, and I think that was the jump that led to the chassis being in this shape. That is my evidence as to what happened to this chassis. That's what I found after analyzing the footage, going back frame by frame and taking the snapshots for you, so you guys can actually see how it ended up being this way. I don't think the jumps were super huge. I've taken much bigger jumps with some of my other RCs, both outside the BMX track in those jumps that you saw today, and even inside the BMX track with much bigger jumps and much bigger air. So that said, I don't think that this was an extremely harsh bash. It was a hard one, no doubt about that. I really put the truck through its paces, but whether or not this is acceptable, for me, I'm going to leave my judgment for the review. However, I am going to ask you if you wouldn't mind leaving some comments down below. Now that you've seen the running video, you've seen the result, and you've seen my evidence as to why I think this happened. I'm curious to know whether or not you guys find that it is acceptable for it to be this way, or whether or not you think that this is just unacceptable, that my other RCs that I tested on that exact track with the same driver under similar circumstances survived without any bent chassis, although I'd have broken shock towers and bent shock towers and busted camber links and things like that, but I've never actually bent the chassis. This is the first time. So I'm curious to know your feedback. I actually lit the internet on fire while I posted up a quick video of the damage, and also some photos on the URC forums, as well as on my Facebook page, and yeah, there was quite a lot of chatter about this chassis and about this truck and about the brand, but of course that was prior to seeing the footage. Now that you got a chance to see the footage, I'm curious to know what you guys have got to say. I'm going to leave this video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to check out the video description for more links on the truck, as well as a link to the aforementioned Facebook page. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you guys again soon.